Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our spring recital. That was Jennifer Davis and I playing Fountain in the Rain by William Gillick. He originally wrote that as a solo, and then somebody else arranged it as this duet. So Jennifer was not able to make it today, but she really wished she could be here, so I decided to try out technology. And with my Barry Johnson, who created your Christmas recital last year, he's up in the tech box up there, and he's recording the recital and handling all this. And I'm so lucky because I didn't know he was going to do this, and I'm so grateful. Okay, so I love that we are here together to celebrate these performers. It's been a wonderful year working with everyone and watching and hearing their growth as a musician, a pianist, and just as people, little people. This is an awesome group of people. As you know, they have worked extra hard on their pieces that they have prepared today, and I really, really appreciate it. So let's move on to performances. But I want to make note here, all students, I have a photographer in the house, okay? He's sitting right up here in the pink shirt. Mr. Messinger is going to take a photograph of you as you come sit at the piano. So I want you, if you can, just kind of give him a smile and he can get a nice shot of you. A little bit further out, Tone. Okay. All right, so let's move on to our performances, which is what today is all about. Okay, our first performer is Annika Dietz. Annika is a clarinet player also, and she plays field hockey. And she has to get on the field real soon, so she's going to perform first. Annika knows firsthand how majestic and beautiful mountains are, being from Germany where the Alps are. Mountain grandeur opens dramatically as if those mountains are standing right before you. In the middle section, it depicts climbing the mountains through broken chords, and then as she reaches the top of the mountain, the original majestic theme will return. Listen to Annika as she takes us on this journey of mountain grandeur by Melody Bober. Thank you, Annika. That was beautiful. That was a wonderful way to open up our recital. Okay, our next performer is you and your mother. Okay, let's welcome Frederica now. So Frederica is also a student of mine, and she's been working a lot on music theory this winter and this spring. She's learning a lot about chords, chord progressions, transposing music, and embellishing melodies. In addition to music theory, she also enjoys playing solo piano and duets with her daughter. They make a great team. They will be performing two familiar melodies, Morning from Peer Gynt by Grieg, and Eine kleine Nachtmusik by Mozart. Thank you, Annika and Frederica. That was awesome. Oh my gosh, that's the best performance I've heard. That was lovely. So, yay. Okay, our next performer is Walter Fenton. Okay, in this next selection, okay. Okay. All right, you want to just go? Did you? Okay, I want you to smile at Mr. Messinger for a second. Let me get out of the way. Okay, Walter, you go ahead and play, and then I'll talk. Thank you, Walter. Okay, so that was Something in My Piano by Wendy Stevens. In this selection, the music moves mysteriously throughout the piece as Walter's fingers search for the creeping, crawling legs of a creature that he does not want to see. But there they are, the hairy legs of a spider between the cracks of every key. He will be on a mission to catch up with this creature and chase him to the very end of the piece, from the top of the keyboard to the very last key, and then smack. Did you get it? Did you get that spider, Walter? No. Oh no. So look out. Who's next? Emily. You can see if you can find that spider. Okay. Walter, thank you. That was wonderful. I didn't want to do that when he was ready, set to go there, so thank you for waiting. Okay, Emily. Thank you, Emily. That was really fun. That was a delightful interpretation of Beach Fun that you just played. Okay, now her brother's going to come up and join her, and they're going to do a duet. This is also written by Melody Bober, and it's quite a contrast from Beach Fun. Melody Bober is one of my favorite composers when it comes to writing mysterious types or haunting type pieces of music, both in duet and solo form. Okay, so now they'll perform their mysterious adventure. Thank you, Emily and Nathan. That was wonderful. Okay, our next performer is Graham Collier. Graham is a swimmer and plays the clarinet. This next piece is also by Melody Bober. Graham had a couple pieces ready for this recital, but chose this piece he will play today. This piece will depict a storm. So here is Midnight Storm by Melody Bober. Thank you, Graham. That was wonderful. Okay, Paige, come on up and join your brother. Okay, the next piece is, by large contrast, we're going from a storm to hot popcorn. So here's a snappy little tune that will demonstrate a lot of staccato touch. Okay, go ahead. Thank you, Paige and Graham. That was terrific. Yeah. Okay. Our next performer is Nate Dio. Nate is, his favorite sport, he has informed me, is soccer, but he also plays baseball and basketball. The Dios are a house of jazz. Their dad, Andrew, loves to play jazz, and the gene has been passed on to both of his sons. Nate was so excited to discover one of the pieces he's playing today was in his method book, Snappin' Harriet. And he learned to play it so quickly that we added on another piece, which is Oh You Beautiful Doll, which is a coveted song in their home because his brother Ike had played it at an earlier spring recital. So Nate is here performing Snappin' Harriet and Oh You Beautiful Doll. Good job there, Nate. Okay, so our next performer is going to be Nate with his dad, Andrew. So this is a very fun book. A very creative man, Philip Johnston, has written some cool books, and some students have also his scale book. And you could play scales for the rest of your life in a million different ways. And it has worked for students that want to do something a little bit different or need something a little bit different. But this is a book called Chopsticks to Infinity. And I gave these two boys some bits and pieces from this book, and they have arranged their own piece that they're going to play for you today. So here's their version of Chopsticks. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. So you can get that book, or I can copy off arrangements for you, and you can get with your family members and create your own arrangement. It'll sound nothing like that. I would love someday to have like 4 or 5 different pianos here and have the whole group of kids here just playing their own version of it and just filling the room with lots of beautiful music from chopsticks. So I thought that was fun. Okay, our next performer is Amber. So Mally is in the program today, but Mally is not able to make it today. She has an injury that's from, I think, playing maybe soccer. No, I don't know if it's soccer or baseball. Do you guys know? Softball? Yeah, she got hit in the nose. So, yeah, and so she's at home recovering. So I really miss her today. So Amber is up next. Amber handpicked this song from her music books. Yellowbird brings back memories for me. When I was a kid, 9 years old, I went to Disneyland in California. And I went to the Tiki House. And there the birds all sang Yellowbird. So here is Amber's version of Yellowbird. That was beautiful, Amber. Thank you. Okay, our next performer is Sarp. So Sarper Dewan is actively involved in Taekwondo because after every lesson he has to race out the door and to go do that. I don't get a second with him more. Let me move this out. Okay, getting back to this here. So Wendy Stevens is another one of my favorite contemporary composers. Walter played something in my piano. This is Buzzer Beater. This piece was written for someone who loves sports. However, I think this powerful, driving, and energetic solo would inspire any student regardless of their interest in sports. The middle section provides the opportunity to improvise, which he's going to do today. So here is Sarp performing the dramatic Buzzer Beater. Sarp. That was awesome. So that last note, that's the buzzer. Yep, that's the buzzer. Okay, our next piece is going to be Sarp with his sister, and they're going, Celine. So Celine took lessons from me a few years back, and she's now in high school. She's a sophomore in high school, and she agreed to do this duet that Sarp has been working on. So here's the Blue Danube, okay, arranged by Eric Baumgartner. It takes a lot of teamwork to play duets, you know? If something happens here, you have to be able to hop in there and do it, and they did it. They got the last measure in there. That was great, guys. Thank you so much for all the work you put into that. Okay, the next performer is Rory Fenton. She plays trombone and is a dancer. So Winnie-Anne Rossi is the composer of this piece. She is another terrific and prolific composer for music for students learning to play piano. You're going to hear a couple more of her jazz pieces later on in the recital. So here's Rory playing In the Hall of the Mountain King, in the Hall of the Jazz Kings. Thank you, Rory. So I love Winnie-Anne Rossi's approach to taking a classical piece of music like In the Hall of the Mountain King and weaving it into something jazzy. So even for young ears, In the Hall of the Mountain King is very familiar. So the idea of borrowing classical themes into jazz can be very motivating to students. So I just got an email this week that she's doing a webinar Friday on how she does this. So I'm going to be participating in that because it really intrigues me because I love jazz and I love classical. And, you know, let's see what can happen. Okay, so our next performer is Jian Lau. Jian is finishing up the 6th grade this month and going to be in 7th grade. I think he was in 1st grade when I was teaching him his first piano lesson. Everybody's getting so big. So Piano Adventures by Nancy and Randall Faber are the method books that we use. And I have tried other methods, but this method book not only teaches us how to navigate the keyboard, but it teaches a lot of students about the artistry of playing the piano. And the piece that Jian is going to play today is going to demonstrate his very artistic touch. He's playing Lunar Eclipse, which will put you into a stellar state of mind. So sit back and enjoy. you, Gian. Okay, our next performer is Kailash Devasagamani. Kailash has enjoyed playing a little pop music. He also enjoys bold, dramatic pieces. This spring he tried a little jazz for the first time, and it suited him well. So he's going to play two terrific arrangements that are actually in the method books, and a lot of students this year have gone through these two pieces of music and have really enjoyed being introduced to like really good jazz pieces. So here's Joshua Fought the Battle of Jericho and Erie Canal. Ooh, thank you, Kailash. That was nice and jazzy. Okay, our next performer is not on the program, and I'm so sorry, but our next performer is Vedika Valat. And Vedika is the ice skater in the group, and she studies jazz dance and is in musical theater. Vedika is performing one of my favorite pieces from her performance book, Song of Kilimanjaro, and it has inspired, and Mount Kilimanjaro has inspired many, many composers and songwriters. If you Google that in music, there's lots going on about this mountain and just what it does for people and their creativity. What I'm trying to say is lots of music has been written about Kilimanjaro. Nancy Faber is at her best when she composed this piece. The writing makes playing a grand piece accessible for a young student. Vedika will perform Song of Kilimanjaro with her artistic touch. Thank you, Vedika. That was beautiful. Okay, our next performer is Ike. Okay, Ike plays the clarinet and saxophone, and he's also a swimmer. Okay. Let's put that back right. All right. Okay, Ike is ready, so I am going to just let him go, and we'll talk in a minute. Thank you, Ike. That was beautiful. Yeah. Okay, our next performer is Nathan. Okay, Nathan, here is another piece from Win-Anne Rossi. Win-Anne was inspired by Ella Fitzgerald, who earned the title of Queen of Jazz. This American nursery rhyme was made popular by a jazz singer, Ella Fitzgerald, with her elegant and playful voice. This piece is fun to play as it moves back and forth from elegant, cool chords to playful passages. Nathan is enjoying his discovery in the style of jazz music and chose this solo for today's performance. Here's Yellow Basket for Ella. Thank you, Nathan. That was beautiful. I think Ella would have liked that. Okay, and so would Win-Anne Rossi. Good job. Okay, our next performer is Campbell Fenton, and Campbell is also going to be playing something from arranged by Win-Anne Rossi. Campbell is a trumpet player, a dancer, and is in track. Campbell also studies jazz, and she's furthering her piano studies with Bill Chapin at Jazz Chapin Studio in Grays Lake. Okay, so she is going to be doing Jazz Waltz for Elise. Thank you, Campbell. That was beautiful. Okay. All right, our next performer is Paige Collier. Paige is a gymnast, and she recently qualified for the regional gymnastics meet in Battle Creek, Michigan. Yeah, you put it down. There you go. Oh, move it back a little. Just push it. There you go. So she's a gymnast and made the regional gymnastics meet. I'm very excited about that. She's also a swimmer, and she'll be moving on to high school after this year. Okay, so the next two pieces are composed by Johann Friedrich Burgmüller, who was popular during the 19th century. He wrote hundreds of teaching pieces, and here is one of my favorites, and every student that's ever played it. It's called The Ballad. It's a dramatic and rapid 16th note pattern that opens the piece. It has a strong, sweet, melodic midsection. And Paige and I thought that it would be great music for a silent movie. Let's see if you agree. You, Paige. That was wonderful. Okay, our last performer is Vian Lau. Vian is a junior in high school, and he also helps his mom in Sunday school. He's a teacher assistant at church. Here is another masterpiece for students written by Burgmüller. This piece is exciting too. The passage work depicts a storm as clouds roll in and the thunder rumbles and the lightning strikes. As this piece comes to an end, so does the storm. And here is Vian Lau taking you on a stormy musical journey. Thank you, Vian. Thank you so much. I saw a lot of goals that were met today. You all did such a fabulous job. How about another round of applause for all these wonderful performances? Yeah. You all did so wonderful. It came from hard work, dedication, and I am so proud of each and every one of my students. So thank you all. Thank you, parents, for your support of my studio. You play a vital part in helping this generation of piano students continue to bring beautiful music to the world. I look forward to every day of teaching as we, the students and myself, move forward on our musical journey. For those families who sat here 5 years ago, think back. Haven't these students blossomed as pianists? Yep. So some of you have been here for 5 years. This is the 5th spring recital. At this time, I would like to recognize each student for their accomplishments this year. So first of all, I'm going to recognize those students that completed the 30-piece challenge, okay? When a student completes this, they've put a lot of time into learning different pieces of music. The goal is different for each level of student, and I have it divided into 3 different groups, the little beginners, and then level 1 and 2, and then those that are in late intermediate pianists have a different goal. So please come up when your name is called, and I'm going to give you your medal, your certificates, and a cookie. Okay. Now the cookie is very special. I got a cookie maker to make them, so I hope you think they're fun too. Okay. All right. So let me move down here. Okay, so these are not in any special order, okay? Okay, Nate Dio, why don't you come up first? I can talk?
You betcha.
Here. Cookie and a medal. Congratulations, Nate. Hey, can you go stand in front of Mr. Messinger and give him a big smile? Okay, our next person that completed the challenge is Sarper Dewan. Come on up, Sarp. Okay, so it's segments of music. Instead of having, like for the more advanced students, it'd be really hard to play 30 pieces of really good music in a year. It'd be really hard to complete that. So what I have done is broken it down into measures. So, like a late intermediate student has to play 16 chunks of music in order to get a tick off their chart. So that's how this works. Okay, our next performer that receives this is Paige Collier. Congratulations, and go ahead and look at Mr. Messinger and give him a smile. He's going to charge me overtime, I think. He didn't know he was going to do this too, neither did I, so we're winging it. Okay, our next performer is Graham Collier. Go ahead and look at Mr. Messinger and smile, okay? With your medal on. We're going to take the medal off. We're not wearing the medal. Okay, the next performer is Vian Lau. That's his book. Congratulations, Vian. And if you can, smile at Mr. Messinger. Okay, our next performer is Frederica Dietz. No, she doesn't get a medal. No, she gets. Here, but you get a cookie. There you go. Okay, thank you. Congratulations. Okay, our next performer is Walter Fenton. Okay, congratulations, Walter. And go ahead and smile at Mr. Messinger when you go over there. Okay, our next performer is Campbell Fenton. Yes. Okay, and our next performer is Ike Dio. Congratulations, Ike. And our next performer is Vedika Valat. Okay. And our next performer is Amber Santos. Okay, and our next performer is Emily Messinger. Smell like your dad. Go over there, yeah. And our next performer is Nathan Messinger. Congratulations. Okay, not everyone was able to accomplish this 30-piece challenge this year, but the students that I'm about to call up had a different journey. They still had a great year of music and progress, and I'm so proud of them too. Okay, so we have Annika Dietz. No. And Kailash Devasagamani. Congratulations. Thank you, Kailash. And we have Jian Lau. Thank you, Jian. And Rory Fenton. Okay, so is there anybody I forgot? Yay. Okay, good. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for coming today, parents for your support in getting them to my house all the time and accepting extra rehearsals when needed for a day like today, for my husband, for all the work that he does, and for all of his support in what I do, and for all the support in what you're about to do. I also want to thank Barry Johnson up there. Yes, thank you, Barry. So Barry was responsible for being able to make the slideshow happen, and I really appreciate everything. And what? Yeah, and he stayed to record this. I just was not expecting all that, so I'm very grateful. So everybody that was here today that performed was very brave, very brave. You put yourself out there to share your musical talent. It makes your family so happy and so proud, and me too. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful day of music. I truly do. All my students that did this, I hope that you had fun doing it and being here today with all the support. It could not have happened without you. So thank you, and that rounds up another year of our spring recital. I love you guys. You're wonderful to work with. Thank you.